sometimes.
I think it's my right.
They live up in Baker's Heights. His wife is a teacher. He used to be in banking. Oh. He comes here sometimes because he lives in Hickory Heights. What's their name? I have their kids. Anyway, their son went to...
Well, that's only phase one.
Yeah. Hey, Grumpy, how you doing?
Yep. Mason, not Mason,
Not even smiling?
I just went home for like 5 minutes.
taking a real estate class on his own. Yeah. And we talked to Carrie because, of course, her dad's my godfather. And said, is there any internships, something he could do? And she said, well, actually, Evan, the one that owns Century 21 here, also owns Century 21.
Alice can't come
tonight. For the
tonight.
pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay,
Before we begin, Trustee, I have about 80% visual acuity in my right eye and about 20 in my left. Would it be all right if we switch seats to accommodate that?
can.
What difference does it make?
I'll be able to see a lot more of the room.
Megan will have to move down, if that's okay. We're going to actually start the meeting by going into an executive session for personnel. So at 6:01, we'll go into executive session. Yeah, and we'll figure that out when we get back. Yeah.
Sometimes they'll do it ahead of time if they have to, if they want, like,
go through the meeting and instead of waiting until the end when
No.
there's other things that kind of come in and
No, there's something that
How you doing? Hey, if Mr. Kelly would like to change seats with us, I'm gonna ask him to move down.
How are you doing, sir?
That's fine.
I have no clue.
You'll find out here in a minute.
Yeah.
He's on the right side of the sod right now. So very much so, right?
Paul would
There
like to
you
speak
go.
to Goodbye. Hang on.
Do you want me to switch with Megan too, or just move over? Or?
Totally up to you.
Yeah.
Just I'll sit wherever you want.
You're gonna continue.
Warmed it up for you.
We'll be looking at the wrong
Okay.
ends of the
We're
table.
changing the chairs around the table.
I like it.
It's my favorite one.
So, are you staying for the whole meeting, or once the lawnmower gets done?
I'm just parks.
Yeah.
I had 2 meetings today already.
Oh, okay.
I changed the Guthrie meeting.
Oh,
And I
okay.
wasn't expecting you to necessarily be here, but the Guthrie meeting got finished early. But, yeah, actually, I did got get a Guthrie meeting this morning online. And I did that meeting. I thought we were all on
All right. Oh, interesting. Back at 6:10. And we're open for voice of the residents. Is there anyone?
I don't have to say my name, y'all know me, right?
You should say your name. We've got
And your
people
address,
recording and
Linda Rogers,
Address.
22 Peacedale Lane, don't come in with.
Thank you.
Thank
Now I
you.
know
You're
when to
welcome.
send the Christmas card.
I just want to ask some more questions that I wasn't really satisfied with about the bonuses, and maybe this is directed at you folks, maybe to the solicitor. Were the bonuses asked for by the recipients, or were they giving at will by the supervisors? Were the auditors involved in the bonus decision before, after, or at any time? Were the bonuses presented at a public meeting at any time other than after the fact? Were the legal or ethical risks of such a large bonus considered by the supervisors or the legal advisor of the township? Does anyone have the written job description for the 2 people who received the bonuses? Has the current secretary, Megan Carling, and I'm not talking about you, Megan, just so you know. I'm more worried about the other person that got the bonus as well. Has the current secretary, Megan Carling, ever served as treasurer, and if so, why has she never been bonded? Does anyone know if a bonus is appropriate with what the state recommends that they be based on their salary, which is typically 1 to 5% of their salary? That's all I've got.
Thank you, Linda. Anyone have anything?
A lot of questions.
Yep. We'll just have to kind of process the questions so that we can't really go back through and answer. If you can just leave
I
a,
can't hear you.
if you can just leave a copy of those
Yep.
questions with
Yep,
Megan.
absolutely.
Anyone else for Voice of the Residents? Okay, we'll move on to the Township Authority. And I don't see anything in our
I don't have
packet.
anything.
So then we'll move on to the Planning Commission, which I don't see anything on that either. And that takes us to the Township Volunteer Fire Company. Is there someone here for that?
I think there's a chicken barbecue on Saturday.
Sunday.
Is it Sunday? Yeah, okay.
So the 15th of March at 11 a.m. is the chicken barbecue. Was there anything else from the last fire company meeting call?
Didn't kind of.
Next, Athens Township Parks Commission.
Okay, I'm here to follow up on the request for the lawnmower quotes. And that, we did bring the lawnmower quotes to the supervisors last week, or last time we met. And you told me to get together with Mason, and Mason has the numbers on how we're going to put this together for the mowing machine for the parks.
Mason?
Me, can we get another year out of the one we have?
I don't think so.
Just buy time.
It was down this past year more than it was working.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money on it, and Barry's very good about getting the last ounce of life out of everything that we have. And if he tells me it's time, it's time. That mower is used basically 5 days a week, and on a wet season, it really works hard. If it's down, we've got a problem.
I'm not
because
opposed to the purchase, you know that.
it's days behind.
It would be nice to keep it as a just in case. I mean,
As a backup?
Almost a dime, yeah. Just
Oh yeah, that was always the plan, to get a new mowing machine and then do what we can to keep this other one as a backup to that mowing machine.
Okay. Mason, what do you have for us?
Yeah, so me and I went over it, and obviously the lowest quote that he got was for the $16,638.50. So that was actually the best one for them. And we talked about splitting it between the park and the supervisors as well. So obviously splitting it 50-50 would be $8,319.25, and both parks does have enough in the budget to cover. I think that it was, at approximately $19,000 left from the budget to foresee anything else happening. And then I also wanted to take the other half from the Act 13 funds, which as of February 28th, we had roughly $834,000 left, and I did do some research, and it is legal to pull from that. And we did the budget as well. We also had a net of $108,000 to play with as well. So obviously there's going to be some allocation between the budgets in the next maybe month or two for other things. So I was going to play around with that after we did those other things as well. So we were doing it all at one shot.
Sounds good.
Did we have, excuse me, did we have that in Act 13? We didn't, did we?
What?
It's a line item in Act 13?
No, we have it on multiple line items. We have police, we have highway for public works as well. So what I was thinking is that we run it through public works. That way, in the event that we could use it for something else, if they're not using it during the time, to maybe for other services rendered, to kind of like an in lieu transaction for something else throughout, the next 10 years, or however we have the machine for.
Yeah.
So it'll be dual purpose if that did happen.
We can transfer 10% out of it.
Act 13, sometimes we have to do a resolution if we had to move money, but if we're pulling this out of the public works, are we taking something away from public works?
No. There's budget inside the Act 13 is, like I said earlier, as a net of $108,000. So we just have to increase the line item in the future, because I didn't pull what the actual budget was for that line item itself, but there are adequate funds in there to do so, both in the bank account and the net.
I have a question. Ron, during the budget workshop meetings in 2024 and 25, you had mentioned that the township had loaned the park $70,000, and you kept asking if that was paid back.
It wasn't 70, it was only 35.
That's right. Correct.
It was only 35, it wasn't 70.
Has that been paid back?
That is not.
I thought we looked at
May I ask what the public works would be using that for? I'm concerned about, you got one or two guys running it in the parks, they know what they're doing there. Now how many people would we have if the public works borrowed it and it goes out there? Are we dealing with some issues then?
No, it would just be like mowing, like something like an exit on ramp or something like that, or something for that maybe PennDOT uses, or like they request something for us to do, something like that. It's just.
Did
it's
we
just,
do that with this mower though? That's what I.
No, it's just
Okay.
it's just for acknowledging the potential of using it for both parks and outside the parks.
Just because we'd be splitting the cost of the
Yeah.
mowers.
That's
Saying,
right.
Yeah, I
we're gonna
understand
cover half,
splitting
so
it,
but-
if we had to use it,
Absolutely.
we would have access to it. But primarily, if we have stuff like that, take care of it, be the tractor and the boom mower.
Yeah, I just was trying to grasp why we would have to switch that over.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have anything else or want to make a motion?
Who is the low bid?
It's Alma Partners. It's out in Bloomsburg. Actually, it's Mortgage Manufacturing Incorporated.
No.
Yeah, they're the ones that made, that
They're the
built.
one that made it. Who's the dealer?
Yeah, the dealer's in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
So it's W.F. Walliver.
Well, yeah.
My fault.
I mean, it's something that needs to be kept up on, and if the mower's having enough issues last year where it was down more than it was running, we got, 12 plus years out of the last mower. I don't see a reason in delaying or making somebody use equipment that's not going to work without some type of a backup, I guess, if we can help that situation. Yeah. I'll make a motion for that agreement to accept that low bid from WF Welliver and pay 50% of the mower in lieu of the parks covering the other 50% of the new mower.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Mead, do you have anything else for the Parks Commission?
Not at this time, no.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Township Public Works Department. I think we
Thank you.
two of these things right here. All right, Mr. Lundy.
Equipment status, and we haven't had anything different, nothing's changed from the last meeting. I've actually sent out a few, I reached out to 3 or 4 people, and I have 2 that I'm working right now, about the differential, the intermediate axle for truck 1. That backup that I had down at Copley got sold. So I was working on the paperwork to get that as a backup, and somebody had offered a guy $25,000 right at his house, so he took it. So I have 2 quotes requested right now out of the 2 people that responded to me. Yeah, so that's it on equipment status. I don't have anything.
Okay. With bids.
Yeah. Aggregate bids that Megan and I have been working together to get those out.
I revised it to add in, I did talk to Steve Kehoe and he suggested to put in a note to look at for the material samples from the lowest bidder upon acceptance, or before acceptance of it.
Okay.
He said it's not a terrible idea, and that's how he gave me the wording for it.
Okay.
It is in the, I think it's on page 4.
I'm sorry, what was the terrible idea?
He said it wasn't, Steve Kehoe said it wasn't a terrible idea to include to review the material before accepting the lowest bid, once they were provided. It's on page 4 of the bid packet draft.
Yeah, I would think you would absolutely do that.
I'll make a motion then that we advertise, for, where is it? 5,000 tons of, what did I hear? More or less a PA certified driving DSA, there we go. There we go. And 500 tons more or less of, clean R3 rock delivered.
We still bidding state improvement material?
Yes.
Why?
The biggest issue is you won't get liquid fuels.
Take it out of somewhere else.
You'd be losing out on monies.
What?
You'd be losing out on monies
I'll second.
Okay.
if you don't get
Ron's motion, Bonnie's second.
We need to get material.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Me.
All's opposed. Motion passes. The greater tire replacement quotes?
Yep, I reached out to a few. I had 4 or 5, and I actually have three quotes back that I received. Fulmer is the cheapest by far. They can actually have a truck. They can come right here to the yard and do the tires. I mean, you start talking to Tallmers and stuff like that. I mean, they're really good, but with Palmer, you're not paying disposable fees and all that other stuff. It's just flat $5,200 for 6 tires.
Does that include the labor? Oh, it does. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry.
And
Yep.
Tony, you have that from 437 to 100?
Yeah.
Okay. I just need a motion.
I'll make the motion to go with Fulmer tire bid for the greater tires.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. IRT program, to schedule a representative visit.
Yeah, I've been speaking to the captain. He said they'd be more than happy to come out and brief us and, you know, how the program works and what the requirements are and what they can do. Obviously, we just need time and, you know, what's best for everybody. We're sending a couple reps out.
Would they be able to come to the first meeting in April?
I can ask, let me ask them that. Because I know the second meeting, I think we're in the PSATs. But I will ask.
Okay. Yeah, if they can come during
The next meeting.
next meeting, yeah. Well, no,
April-
it's not the next meeting,
April
it's the
8th.
April meeting.
No, sorry,
Yeah.
Yep.
days report on that.
No.
Should be April 8th. And if they cannot come, ask them, I mean, we would want it to be in the evening so we could all be there to hear it, so.
Mhm.
If there would be an evening that they would be able to send someone if they can't make it April 8th.
All right, Roger.
Okay. Thank you, Tony.
Yes, ma'am.
And the last one there is machine equipment operator vacancy.
Yes, we finished the interviews. I mean, there was 14 or 15 that had applied. Actually went through and interviewed 8, I think. I think it was probably 8. You know, the piece of people who had actual relevant experience and CDLs in hand. We have a really strong top 3 list. I mean, we really need to consider, in my opinion, we need to consider definitely 2, maybe 3, all 3. I got a verbal resignation today. So I think it's tomorrow or whatever. Zach accepted another job closer to home. So I'll be losing Zach. And then Chris Stocks is waiting on his one signature, and he is gonna take this other job. And then, there's one that maybe, I don't know. But that would backfill my one I need, and then the two that are leaving.
Okay, so we can talk about those applications in executive session at the end of the meeting and then go from there.
And, I think that's pretty much all I have.
Great. Thank you, Tony.
Tony, is there an actual plan? Do we have, what ditches have been cleaned and where? Is there a plan for the gravel roads? How do you plan on doing it?
Yeah, I've been working that. It's in that paper, that little packet I gave you guys. It's kind of my working idea. I actually sat with the guys today because they've been going out the past 3 or 4 days. We've been patching potholes. They started on Westbrook and hit everything they could there. Today they were up on Moore Road, Sarah Hill, Orange Hill. We did the back parking lot. I just asked today because I myself wasn't sure who we ordered coal patch from. I think I have enough for one small truckload of coal patch, and I gotta get some more.
About $50 a ton now.
Mm-hmm.
And a tidbit for you, Vestal Asphalt, where Athens Borough gets theirs for. Their
Vestal.
coal patch. March 17th is their contractor appreciation day. It has in the past run buy 1 ton, get 1 ton. I think up to 5 tons. You can call Vestal Asphalt and ask them.
March 17th, sir.
Yep. If you can call them, they'll tell you that you can get 1 for 1 up to a certain amount of tonnage. So it cuts that cost of 50%.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to suggest to you, get a price on a push box as to what it would cost to rent it or buy it.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about that too. All right.
A drag box for a blacktop you talking about?
For spreading it and
push box for gravel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have a drag box.
Yeah, we have a smaller one. They could probably do a half a lane, 1 lane maybe.
You should be able to get one where you can do both lanes at the same time, and then if you need to, you can just run the grader over it.
Mm-hmm.
You could do maybe 3 miles a day.
Right. Yeah, and I gave you guys some paperwork too on, I forgot to have it put on the agenda, but I revisited the asphalt zipper because a lot of things have changed on that to where, you can get it and have it for the first year and you don't have to make, you make the first payment after the first year. I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed and better ways, easier ways for us to purchase one, which would really, really be productive for us. I know you looked for the last one, but
Yeah.
I didn't really want to talk about it because it's not enough.
Well, we can put that on at the end of the month as well, and then we can also put the project forecast
Yes.
on the end of the month so that we can have a clearer picture of
Yeah.
what's coming up and what's going to be happening.
Okay. Yeah. There's several townships that can only do 1.5 miles, and with this, they're doing up to 8 miles a year with this asphalt zipper, and it's the only one of its kind made, so there's no bidding to it.
It's a great machine.
Yeah, and its price has changed a little bit. I think it went up about $25,000, but that's still including everything that he had before. So,
Okay. Well, then
but I
we'll
gave you that
hear
email.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll hear that end of the month. That's great.
Okay.
Thank
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
Tony.
Yep.
Next, moving on to the the Township Police Department. What did I miss?
Oh, you didn't, sorry.
Okay, so that's okay. The police department, the only thing that we have for police is the vacancy for chief. And at this point, in order to hire, I just need a motion.
I'll make the, I'll make a motion that we hire, I believe is it Daniel? At least we know him as Danny Thomas.
Yep.
Subject to, an MOU and working out a salary with him so that we can finalize it at the end of the month.
I'll second.
So we have Ron's motion to hire Dan Thomas with an MOU and salary forthcoming. And Matt's second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm gonna oppose it.
All's opposed. Motion passes?
Can I ask on what grounds?
No,
Well, I did. You just opposed with no reason for opposing?
I think the other candidate was far more qualified. How's
Okay.
that?
No, that's why I'm asking. Okay.
Did he ever hold a job as a police officer?
He commanded
No.
600
My question
employees
is,
in
did
the
he ever
Allenwood
work
Federal
as a police
Penitentiary.
officer?
I'm not gonna argue with Roger.
You didn't answer my question.
I don't believe he has. Are none of these skills transferable?
What skills?
He ran Allenwood Correctional Facility. Pretty big prison.
Okay.
Had, I think, what do you say, $80 million budget?
Since you brought it up,
Yeah. Oh.
does he know the laws of arrest,
I'm sure he does.
rules of criminal procedure?
Roger stopped it.
Okay. I just don't want,
John, is that an MOU that you can have for the end of the month meeting?
If somebody, yeah, I mean, there may be some blanks, obviously, but I can at
We
least
can-
have a draft.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, thank you. Motion
Dan
to,
Thomas is well qualified, for the record.
motion to approve the bills due for payment.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the meeting minutes from the 25th of February.
And we'll make a motion to approve those minutes from the February 25th meeting.
Bonnie's motion,
I'll second.
Matt's second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have consider or discuss the following items. The first one is the CPA Guthrie and Co. confirmed site visit on the 13th, which is Friday, with a $5,000 deposit due. We don't need to, that's,
It was in the contract, right?
yeah.
Yes, it was in the
Yeah.
So we're good there.
Yes, we just haven't issued it yet.
Yeah, just to let everybody know that they're coming, okay? The township tax collector bond renewal. That invoice is $1,066. It is due every 4 years. Do you have that?
I'll make a motion, we pay that.
I'll second.
Motion by Ron, second by Bonnie. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Adopt a disposition of records, which is resolution 2026-09. This is
The resolution was done itself, the verbiage was already done,
I see that.
and it was just waiting on that Exhibit A that I just finished the past 2 days.
Okay.
I'm a little bit cross-eyed.
Good job.
All right. Very thorough. I just need a motion to adopt this resolution.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution, the disposition of records.
I'll second.
So Bonnie's motion, Matt's second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. I'll be sending that down for you to sign. The Enterprise Center storage unit and future options. So the Enterprise Center was bought by someone different. And moving forward, we have different contact information. So our lease is up June 30th of this year. Are there additional items that we can look at for options in the future?
Do you mind if we shut the door? There's a meeting in
And
here.
there's
and a meeting
something
out
going
there.
on out there.
You just can't hear.
All
The
that.
chief and Mike and
I have,
if you can shut the door, I'd appreciate it.
now that it's been, this Exhibit A is finished and easier to follow for what can be purged, that can start happening at the Enterprise Center. There's a lot that can go. There's a lot here that can go to based on just, as I was typing it, just thinking of what I've seen sitting here. I know a lot can go, so I don't know exactly how much space is going to be needed. But I did, I don't know, for immediate moving of whatever's left, there's a couple storage units in the area. If there's pricing anyone wants to look at, I really don't know how much room we're going to need until we're done.
I was gonna say, so maybe that's something we try to get finished before May, so that we can have an idea, because then with June coming, the end of the lease, then we would have more information on what we are looking at size-wise.
And then we're looking at the cabinets possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. So can we try for that?
We can try.
And then maybe this, if we can get like a spreadsheet of what's what and how much things would be and what we would need, that'd be helpful. Okay. The DCED Multimodal Transportation Fund, the grant application window is open. This is just the checklist.
The checklist and the guidelines for what you can submit for it.
Okay. And is that something that you're working with?
I have not done anything with it. I have the information on it. I did ask a couple questions about, there was a little bit of, I was confused about where it had said something about the requirements and a match. I guess this is the last year that they are allowing municipalities to submit it in total. So it can either be approved in total, or they could choose to approve it with the match. So, I mean, you have that chance to maybe get it all covered if they elected to.
Okay, so Tony, is that something that you've looked at?
Yeah, I was starting to, I read through it some today.
This was more of a,
This afternoon, yes.
it's less of this, the multimodal that would be more for like roads, bridges is the PennDOT one. This one's more for like pedestrian, like improvement of routes. Nita and I had chatted about it briefly, about maybe getting a hold of Steve Kehoe to see what kind of options there are to do the park roads, because it is more for like access and pedestrian.
Yeah, council governance, business, economic development.
Okay.
So if that's
Yeah, just keep
something
us
I'm not
posted.
up in my armpits for shredding, but get around.
Keep us posted.
Okay.
The TRA Electric light replacement options for Front Street Bridge. Looks like there's 2 options. Is that correct?
Yes. There are 4 that are out.
And the first option is
Just replace the whole light. And the second one is to try to retrofit or upfit the old ones. They said it would be more time consuming than replacing the whole light
really,
because of the older stuff.
so it's actually cheaper to do that.
make it work.
Yeah, so it's cheaper to try to make them work than to replace.
Did it have lights on it?
Yeah.
I don't ever recall that, okay.
Yeah, there's one there.
Probably because they're not working.
Well, no, but I don't recall, even when it was brand new, I don't recall lights being on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've always been there.
Says there's
Okay.
5, so one works.
And this is a company that takes care of
They're
it.
really,
Yeah,
There's
it's the
one
one we
that
have the
works.
agreement with, yeah.
it really wouldn't be that big of a
That's why you
problem,
don't know.
except there's a lot of kids that walk on that side
Yeah.
after dark. And they, a lot of times you can't see them.
And they walk in dark clothes.
Right, of
All
course
of
they
them.
do, and they all wear hoods.
Well, they're on the wrong side of the bridge.
Yeah, they are, but.
Okay, well, what do you guys wanna do?
I have the, I did get the, line item information from Lisa on just these units.
Okay.
But, you know, we could always look into, there's a bunch of grants that are optional to, this might be, if we're gonna look into replacing other ones moving forward. I think we missed the window for anything that this would go towards. And I don't know what the timelines for payout for anything like that, we were gonna be, so they're out right now, these ones have to be
Done.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys wanna do with this?
I know.
We got somebody here that would check with somebody that does that kind of work, maybe we could get a better deal.
So the option 2 is the one that's replacing most of what we need then.
It
Is that
says,
right?
option 2, which they don't recommend,
Okay.
would be to replace the lamp
Okay.
to match the existing lights, which would just
Oh,
be
I'm sorry.
making it work.
Yeah.
Even though it's cheaper, it's
Yeah.
not, in the long run, it's probably gonna cost more because we're gonna have to pay that cost now.
Right.
And then to fix it later, might as well just pay the extra now, get it all up to date.
Right.
And then when we have to replace, it's just replacing the bulbs, not the whole thing.
Well, this
So
other
they
one,
could- They could fail in another month.
the
Even
first
with us.
one comes with a 10-year warranty, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that too.
I don't know what the agreement is.
Where's that one? Yeah, I don't know.
What's that?
What is there a contract?
No,
with this
it's
company?
only, the one we're talking about is just over
Yeah,
$7,700.
13.2. So we're okay.
Yeah. Ah.
Whenever you, yeah, we don't have a motion, but we do have the money in the budget. It's under streetlights, 434. Yes, Mason's saying yes. Okay. Well, I'll make the motion to replace them. Need that done so that nobody gets hurt or worse. Going with option 1 with the 10-year warranty.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have a resignation letter from the zoning hearing board. The alternate, Steve Sumner, is selling his house, so he is needing to be replaced on the zoning hearing board. So I will make a motion that we accept Steve's letter.
I'll second.
Oh, go ahead, Donnie.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Start putting feelers out there for people who may want to do the zoning hearing board. Spalding Memorial Library, notice of resignation and consideration for new appointments. Lisa Grazel, let's see. is the representative for Athens Township. She served on the board since 2023. She replaced Bruce Carpenter, and Lori Prine she would replace Bruce Carpenter, who resigned from the Board of Trustees, and Lori Prine would like to remain a representative. So I'll make a motion that we appoint Ms. Grazel.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, the Athens School District's request for road closure and police presence for graduation on the 5th of June. They are hoping to close down Pennsylvania Avenue at 6 p.m. through the completion of.
I'll make a motion to, for the school district to close, or that we can close for graduation.
Yeah, but they have to ask every year.
I'll second.
And the police presence.
And the police
And
presence.
the police.
So Ron's motion, Matt second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We have been asked to adopt Bradford County 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan, which would be Resolution 2026-11. This is the hazard mitigation in accordance with Bradford County. Yeah, so this would last until, what, 2031?
I was going to print out one, but it's like a massive document.
Yeah, we don't need
So
that.
that's why I just emailed it out.
It would be
instead.
5 years, that's fine. I just need a motion.
I'll make the motion to accept the 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan for the county.
And I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the PAFPM membership renewal, and that would be the
Yeah, floodplain management.
yeah. So this would be for Mr. Reed. That's a $50 fee, and that would renew his membership to the floodplain managers.
I'll make a motion to renew that membership for every for $50.
I'll second it.
So motion by Bonnie, second by Ron. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. The snow emergency order. Where is that?
I didn't print it again. So it's the third
It's the
round.
same thing.
Mhm.
Did we adopt that or not yet?
No.
Okay,
No,
so I'd make
I
a
haven't,
motion.
I haven't advertised it yet because I wasn't directed to.
I would make a motion that we advertise that in order to get that ball rolling, because now that it's done, it maybe will stop snowing. Hoping.
Good
So-
as reason as that.
I'll make a motion to advertise that ordinance.
I'll second.
Easter's coming.
Mm-hmm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the ESM course. This would be Mr. Flick's attendance from the 8th and the 9th of April.
Tony's was already approved to go, but Brian was not
Okay.
yet, so he is interested in attending. That way there's one more person that has that training
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
for dirt and gravel roads.
Yep. So I'll make a motion to allow Mr. Flick to attend that.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Personnel staff, at this point we have nothing for that. Correspondence, we have the 2026 DGLVR annual update meeting invitation.
Dirt and
Gravel.
gravel and low volume roads.
Right, and this would be for the 18th of March from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with snacks and registration at 10. The meeting to follow and lunch is at noon.
I just need a final head count for who wants to go.
It's
to
my
that.
crew.
Yep, I have the road crew. I have Mr. Kelly, Mr. Roffers.
Anyone else? Have fun. Sounds good. Valley Energy Damage Prevention Seminar on the 27th at 8 a.m. That's at the South Waverly Borough Hall. You have to RSVP by the 20th. So if you would like to attend that seminar, please let Megan know by the 19th. Right? Okay. Next we have PennDOT's Bradford County Municipal Outreach meeting on the 16th of April at 5 p.m. And that will take place at the Ulster Sheepwood Fire Hall. RSVPs are due by the 10th, so if that is something that you would also like to attend.
I want to do it. The only problem I have,
Just getting back from.
yeah, you have to do the virtual class or something on the 26th of March, and I'll be away at that training, so I'm gonna miss it. I can't do the two things.
We'll be for April 16th.
You'll be gone.
Yeah, we'll be. I think it's still through the 16th of there.
So Tony, is there someone else that could go?
I couldn't go to this one last year either, and I really wanted to.
I can go.
There
I
is
mean, I
24
could-
hours in a day.
I mean, I could go. It's just the problem is if I read that correctly, the paper it said something like you had to do the thing on the 26th first.
Oh, as a precursor for that.
Yeah, the precursor, and I can't do the precursor.
This doesn't say anything in this.
It doesn't say anything on
invitation
this.
at all.
Yeah, and the email or paperwork I had it did, so I don't. I would
I'll
like
look at
to
it
go.
and see, but I know it's either going to cross over that conference or it's the next.
Okay, so if there's someone from the crew that can go, if you can't attend, Tony, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Mr. Kelly would like to go as well, so there's 2 names for you, Megan, at least. Next, the Bradford County Township Officers Association Spring Dinner is on May the 14th at the Guthrie, the old Guthrie, I don't know what they call it now, Grand Victorian Inn. The social time would be from 5 to 5:45, with dinner at 6. And their speaker will be there about 7:05, so if this is something that you would like to attend or can attend, please let Megan know by the 25th of April. So maybe by the first meeting in April if you can let us know. Next we have a detour notice. PennDOT is giving us a detour notification. They will be working on the bridge over the Chemung River. The project is a 2-year project with phase 1 being in 2026. Phase 1 requires the eastbound lane heading into Sayre to be closed for the duration of the phase. We anticipate phase 1 being from March 23rd, 2026 to mid-November 2026, barring any unforeseen things happening. And the detour looks like it would go up Willawanna Road over to Route 17 or 86 and down to 20.
I think we received a notice about
We
this
did.
earlier.
We did.
I think it was last year, in summer sometime.
Yeah.
We're closing both lanes?
Just
It's
one at
just
a
going to be a
time.
one-way,
Okay.
goes one
They got the
lane.
detour on the back.
So if you're coming eastbound into Sayre from Old Chesapeake or whatever the Loose Lawn Airport is, if you're trying to get to Sayre, you can't. You're gonna have to go up and around.
I spoke to PennDOT's point of contact over there too, and between the two of us, we're trying to get a hold of the representative, or not representative, the subcontractor or contractor. I want to try to see if I can get their millings.
Oh, good call.
Did I give you this email?
I think you
I think
did.
it might be the one right after that, or a couple after that. Right there.
This one,
See
yeah.
if you can get a hold of that project manager.
Yeah, I will.
Corey Potets. Is that his name?
No.
Yeah.
Good. Alright, good job, Tony. That'd be great. Next we have expand energy notices. There are 2. I only see one.
They're all, I sent them, I scanned them and sent them.
Oh, got it.
Email because they're really large.
Yeah.
But they seem to be the same one. I don't know why we received 2 different ones. I didn't really look at all in detail on all the pages either. So there may be more involved.
just letting us know that they've applied for a permit. Okay? And finally, statement of financial interest forms, the Ethics Commission requested. You have to turn that in by the 1st of May. Megan gave those to us a couple meetings ago if you have not done so. Anything else before we go for correspondence or any information? All right, I'm going to adjourn at 6:59 into executive session for personnel and legal contracts.
May I just say one thing? I might not have voted for all of you, or maybe I did, but I respect all of you. And what just happened here has happened before and should not, none of you should be questioned. If you vote, it's done. Yay, nay. And calling out the supervisors is incorrect to do.
Thank you, Linda. All right, so we're going to go into executive for personnel and legal contracts. When we come out, we do anticipate at least having a conversation, I'm thinking, for the personnel for Mr. London. That's the only thing I can think of. Anybody want to? I don't know. Jonathan, anything?
Yeah, you She's leaving, but if you need a ride afterwards, call me and I'll come back and get you.
I don't have your number, but.
Then your phone, you do, you call me.
My son's 08888.